Okay, friends, let's talk about exactly what you should do when you have a prophetic dream. My name is Sweet Georgia Pam. I'm a dream expert, and I have been giving this same advice out for years. Um, because dreamers come to me and they're like, "What do I do? I had a dream, it came true, and now I'm worried that I'm not doing the thing that the universe is asking me to do with the dream." And it's not just a problem I've encountered with other dreamers. Have had firsthand experience myself with it as well. I talked about one of the experiences in part one, where we explored a little bit about the telepathy tapes and how telepathy might be coming through the dream channel in a more regular basis than you realize. But in that video, I talked a little bit about my first prophetic dream, which just freaked me out, if I'm being honest. I was like, oh my God, I think this means I'm supposed to predict the future now. And so since that dream and experience happened to me, I have been on a mission to figure out what is the best advice for people when they experience such a startling, possibly exciting, possibly terrifying experience as a prophetic dream. There's a couple of ways that we experience dreams that come true. The first is that we have a dream and then we wake up suspecting that it might be a premonition. That happens for dreamers I know who can tell me definitively that they can tell when a dream is precognitive the moment they wake up, because the dream has a different feel to it for them. They just kind of know their own dream personality so well that when they have one of those dreams, they go, okay, that one is about somebody else, or that one is a setup for what I'm going to encounter in the coming days or whatever. And then I also have people like me who don't always know that the material they've dreamt is gonna come to fruition, and maybe not even suspect that that particular dream has something in it that is precognitive. That's how it happens for me. I have to wait until the real life thing happens, and then I'm like, oh my God, that was in my dream. So both of those ways to experience precognition are normal. I'd like for you to know. There's no right or wrong way to have that channel for yourself or to develop that intuitive sense for yourself. But what is important and what we're going to stick to here is how to respond once you know. So in either you know it when you wake up, or you know it after it comes to fruition. And we're going to talk about this through an example, a real life example that happened a few years ago in a dream class I was leading in person pre-COVID. We were having this we were having this dream class that met every week for 6 weeks. And one night, one of the students stayed behind, and she said, I have a question to ask you, and I'm just not really sure how to ask it or what I'm looking for. She said, I had this experience where I dreamt that a person I know but don't know well got a cancer diagnosis. And she was like, I had not been thinking about this person. I know them from way in my past. There's no reason they should have surfaced for me in the dream. But I woke up from the dream and went and did some research on social media, and lo and behold, it's true. This person has that diagnosis. And she was like, I don't know what I should do about it. And there's this tiny little bug right now buzzing around. I think that's my brain trying to tempt me away from staying focused here with you. She said, I don't know what I should do about it. And what she was really asking, and I think one of the first things that comes up naturally if you have an experience like this is, what am I being tasked with here? Am I supposed to call them and tell them that I dreamt that they had a medical diagnosis? A lot of the ways it might not be medical that it shows up for people is dreaming that somebody is pregnant. And then they're like, that's not my news to share Am I supposed to tell them? Is it for me? Am I supposed to do something to help? Should I intervene? And that's the part that really got to me when I had my experience of precognition, of like, what's my advice for people? So I have developed what makes the most sense for me, and I am very, very comfortable sharing these steps with you. So here's what I want you to do when it happens. This is the same thing that I told my friend and student when she had her experience. I said, look, your dreams, first and foremost, are for you. They are you-centric. So even if you dreamt about this person who is a real-life acquaintance that you haven't seen in a very long time, blah, 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 the dream came to you for you. So we want to take the focus off of whoever this is about in waking life and put it back on you, the dreamer. Because dreams happen in that intimate space in your mind. You can share the dream with somebody, but you can't actually show it to them. It's ultimately fundamentally your experience. And so we shift the focus back to you as the dreamer. So I said to her, first of all, this is about and for you more than it is about and for this other person who has this medical diagnosis. Because you're right, they're living their own story right now. You just have your own story and experience with it. Okay, so first, let's focus it back on you as the dreamer. Second, we're going to say thank you to the part of you that was open to being a vessel for some information that you didn't know you had access to. So we're going to close our eyes and acknowledge that part of me that remembers dreams. Thank you. What an experience. I'm open to more like this. And then here's the most potent piece when you have a prophetic dream. Okay, how do I get into this, Pam? These types of experiences shake people to their core because you have an encounter with something outside of yourself through your own mind, and you can't share it with other people. So you have an intimate encounter with the divine, that which is in me that is bigger than me. So when you have a prophetic dream, you have a tangible, provable, I guess, undeniable connection to the divine in you through the God of your understanding or whatever your belief system is, okay? And your faith, your beliefs, your awe and wonder exist in the same place that the dream exists, right? So when you meditate, or if you have a prayer practice, when you pray, or when you drop into the flow, the artistic flow of creativity, like wherever you access the part of you that has a relationship with it, I don't know, eternity, or with, divine things, is also in your mind, the same way dreams are in your mind. And so what we're going to do is we're going to respond to the dream in that same place that you received the dream, which is in your mind. What I'm trying to say, which I think I just botched up entirely, is that I told this student that her job is to then respond to the dream in her own interior space, not to go out and take action and contact this person or do something external. Because you're not responsible outside of your own dream space, your own internal mind, to do something about it. That's not what the dream brought it forward for. The dream made this part of that person's story sacred to you and gave you an entry point to make your relationship with the divine. I'm just going to keep using divine and stop trying to like polish that word. Stronger. So whatever came through in the dream space, you can also send healing through that same channel, which is in your mind. Okay. Here's how it works for me. I will close my eyes and call the dream to mind. I will call forward for myself the angels and guides that are my own. And if you don't have your own, then you call forward God, or you call forward love and light, whatever works, okay? I picture the dream itself inside of a snow globe kind of scenario, and me and my higher self stand outside of the snow globe and hold it. We hold space for it together. And then I listen for direction. I offer whatever part of this in my story can be of service to be of service. And that's it. I'm done. I don't want you to feel like God is tasking you by showing you this glimpse, because that's your ego getting involved, trying to be an important part of the story now. That's not what that is. What it's for is for you to hold that channel open and to be in awe and wonder that you had an opportunity to participate in the story unfolding in waking life in some way for you, not for them. Okay. In addition, if after you come out of that process, you feel compelled or driven or guided to take action, go for it. But you don't have to. So what we're trying to avoid is that your ego takes over and goes, oh, this one is important. You're important in this person's story. You need to do something, because if you don't do something, then XYZ. That's your ego getting involved and trying to manage and control the situation. We're going to let it live in the space that it came to you in, which is in your mind, and in that liminal space where we don't have control all of the time, and where your ego doesn't get to create story around it about how important you are or about how ashamed you should be because you didn't take any action. That's not what those dreams do. Anyway, I hope some of this has been helpful. I'd love to hear about your own experiences with precognition. And thank you for watching. And yeah, stay tuned. Let's just do more of this. Tell me what else you would like to know about your dream life in the comments. And I'm Sweet Georgia Pam. Sweet dreams.